Hello everyone, Sanjay Saint, Jess Reynolds, Pickleball for Life. Today, Jess, can you talk to us about improving upper body mobility? And especially for those of us who have problems with kind of neck pain or shoulder pain or elbow pain, are there exercises we can do to prevent those problems?
Yes, for sure. Actually, we can do a whole flow that helps with that.
Okay.
It's generally related to the upper body. So if you have specific pain during one of the exercises, you can add more of the same type to improve that specific area. So this is general upper body mobility routine that we're going to do. We're going to start with our foam roller, and laying down, you're going to lay along the roller vertically so that it's lined up directly with your spine. You're going to kind of scooch your tush down to the very edge. Make sure your head is supported. You're going to make sure your spine is as fully connected to the roller as you can. Palms up, hands out like the hands of a clock at 9 and 3. Big space between the ear and shoulder. And then slide the hands up to 10 and 2 if you're thinking of the numbers on a clock. And you're going to start to feel a nice stretch right here in the armpit and chest and shoulder area. As we go from 10 and 2 to 11 and 1, you're going to notice you might want to pick up this rib cage to try and stay on the ground. Don't do that. Push the rib cage down and stay connected to the roller, even if your hands lift off the ground. And from 11 and 1, we're going to 12 and 12. And a lot of times people have a pain point when they do that. So if you're at 11 and 1, you're like, this is hurting. Just lift that hand up toward the ceiling, continue to 12 and 12, and then let it stretch. After about 15 seconds at 12 and 12, snow angel down to 9 and 3, and then you can repeat 3 times. The whole snow angel will take about 30 to 45 seconds, and you can stop at each interval. From there, we're gonna exit the roller, which can be hard for some people. And we're gonna be kneeling for the rest of these. If that bothers your knees, you can also do it standing, or you can get a pad for your knees. This is a chest clasp. So you lace your fingers together behind your back, elbows straight, open the shoulders away from each other. So kind of pinch your shoulder blades together, and then lift your hands off your tush if you can. If you're down here and you feel a nice stretch, you can just keep it there. If you want more, you can lift up. And then from there, we're going to do shoulder circles, palms forward, making medium-sized circles with your thumbs up. Every time you go back, you want to squeeze your shoulders a little bit and try not to use your neck to lift the shoulders up. And then you can actually, start with small circles and make them gradually bigger without using that neck. If you feel pain, you're going to reduce the range of motion by going back to the smaller circle. You can do about 10 of 3 different sizes of those shoulder circles. And then we're going to go to kneeling reach over stretch. So you're going to put your tush as close to your ankles or your heels as you can. If you have trouble with that, you can use the roller to assist you. And you're just going to reach way out in front of you, feeling a stretch down the sides of your, like right below your armpits and down each side of the back. As you start to feel the stretch, we're then going to move both hands slightly to the right, and then you're going to feel a deeper stretch on the left. And you just want to almost feel like you're pushing your hips away from your shoulders, keeping your chest square to the floor. You can hold this for about 45 seconds, and then switch, moving the hands to the left, and doing the same thing, pushing the hips away from the shoulders, inching the fingertips towards the front of the room. From there, we're going to go right into table pose. Okay, this is called cat-cow, and it is from yoga. Your arms are straight down from your shoulders. Your knees are straight down from your hips. Your core is engaged, and you're just going to start by tucking your tail, rounding your shoulders, and letting your head drop down, and then really tightening the core by drawing the navel in. Maintain the tightness of the core, push the shoulders down, lift the chin, arch the back, And you can hold each position for about 5 to 10 seconds. Let's go back into our cat pose by tucking the tail, letting the head drop down. We would hold here for 10 seconds, and then push the shoulders down, lift the chin, arching the back. We can hold here for 10 seconds. And you can repeat that 5 to 10 times. We'll go back into neutral table. From here, we're gonna do what it's called scapula protraction and retraction, but basically you're going to be pinching your shoulder blades together and pushing them apart without bending your elbows or arching your back. Okay, so we're just trying to get these muscles back here to activate. So all you're going to do is squeeze your shoulder blades together. Don't let your ears scrunch up or your shoulders scrunch up by your ears. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and round them apart without scrunching up or arching your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain your elbows straight, squeeze together, again for 5, round apart, hold again for 5. Then we're gonna go back to neutral table, reset your core in case you're letting it flop around. You're gonna bring your right hand just below the right ear. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Tighten the stomach. Open the chest to the right. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Back down to base. And back up for 3, 2, 1. Repeating that 8 times and then switching to the other side. Shoulders down, stomach tight. Open and hold. 3, 2, 1. And back down to base.
Okay, that was terrific. Wow.
Oh, good.
What about the neck?
Oh yeah, for our neck, we have 4 exercises. So I'm gonna face this way. I'm gonna have you face forward. Sure. Just a little advice when you're doing anything for your neck. You wanna do this very gently to start. If you've never done it before, just approach gradually. That's my first piece of advice. The second piece is you do have to keep your mouth closed when you do neck stretches and neck mobility, which is, since I'm going to be talking, I can't do. But Sanjay can demonstrate that. Okay, so anyways, we're going to start with a really basic one. You're going to have your shoulders stacked right over your hips, and they're not going to move. So even though we're stretching the neck, I don't want you to side bend or shift your body weight at all. You're just going to stay very straight, okay? Your hands are at your sides. You're just going to look straight ahead with mouth closed, right ear to right shoulder. As you do this, you're going to feel a stretch down this side, and you can kind of, with your own strength, push this shoulder down toward the floor. What you want to avoid is something like this, or that, like moving the torso. And you can come back to base. You have a question?
Yeah, and when you say push the shoulder down to the floor, the right shoulder down to the floor if you're doing on the left?
So if my right ear is to my right shoulder, this
The
left shoulder you're
down.
going to guide down to the floor.
Wow.
And you feel a stretch down here.
Yeah, that really increases the stretch.
Yeah. And then from here, obviously you're going to have your mouth closed. You're going to stay in this stretch. And we're going to do chin to clavicle. So the inside of your right chin is going to go to your collarbone. So all you do is turn your head and look down at the floor over to the right side. And you're going to feel it change the stretch on the left. These are just really wonderful neck stretches. And we come back to our base. And this one is activating these muscles, the occipitals in the back of the head. Start with neutral, shoulders back, keeping the mouth closed. All you're going to do is make a double chin and hold it for 3, 2, 1. Forward and back. 3, 2, 1. Doesn't really make you look great when you're doing it, but it's nice because then you'll be able to hold your head up better. And then the fourth one that we're going to do is mobilize left and right. Keeping your eyes even with the horizon. Turn your head and your mouth closed to the right. Look to the right and just turn your head a little farther. Keeping your eyes even, turn your head to the left. Look to the left with your eyes and turn your head a little farther. When you do this, try to avoid tilting your head up or down. You can repeat each side 5 times.
Yeah, my neck feels terrific.
Oh, good.
I want the same effect on my shoulders.
Okay, so we have 4 exercises we can use for your shoulders, and we're gonna start laying down face up, right? And you're gonna have your feet flat on the ground, knees bent, back straight, and you're gonna just start with your arms straight out from your shoulders and then bend your elbows away from each other so that your forearms are straight up and down. The back of your elbows is pushing into the floor. And all I want you to do is just push the back of your elbows into the floor for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And then I want you to take the back of your hands toward the floor. So you're externally rotating, going as far as you can with neutral wrists. So try not to reach back with your fingertips, and then squeeze for 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back up to vertical. Push those elbows down. 3, 2, 1. Big space between ear and shoulder. Now palms go toward the floor. Not everyone is going to be able to go very far with this one, and don't worry about it. Just try to squeeze down toward the floor with your palms and squeeze your back into the floor. 3, 2, 1. Back up to straight. 3, 2, 1. So you can repeat each position 5 times with a 3-second hold, okay? It's actually a lot harder than it seems like it should be.
It sure is, but it's great.
Yeah, it really helps with your shoulder. And so you can imagine yourself hitting, this is a very common motion. So what we want to do with that squeeze is get the muscles that you're using to be active and protect the shoulder during that motion. Next, we're going to do laying down, face down, I's, T's, and Y's. These are also hard. So you're lying down on your mat, face down, and your hands are going to be straight overhead. Create a big gap between your ear and your shoulder. You can have thumbs up or palms down. Both work fine. And without scrunching your neck, you're going to lift the back of your hands up toward the ceiling and pulse 10 times. 1, 2, elbows are straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands to the floor. Spread your hands into a Y. Big space between ear and shoulder. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands down and out to the T. Now for the T position, I want you guys to turn your thumbs up. Rotate the crease of your elbow toward the front of the room. Keep the elbow straight and lift straight up, not back like you're flying, straight up toward the ceiling. Big space between ear and shoulder. 1, 2, 3. Rotate those hands and elbow creases. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And down. Very good. And now we're going to kneel and use our mini bands.
Okay.
All right. So this again is going into that external rotation. This one can be a little awkward if you haven't done it very often. So I want you to start with an easy mini band. These mini bands are amazing, so I do recommend getting some. They're simple exercises you can do to really help you. When you do this, you're going to put the band as close to the elbow as you can. Spread your hands apart, forearms stay parallel, and then just push apart against the resistance of the band, keeping your arms vertical. What you don't want to do is lead with your elbows like this, and this is what it looks like from the side. 1, 2, try not to arch here. Stay nice and straight. 3, 4, nice job, Sanjay. You look good. So you can do 10 of those. They're actually quite difficult. You're going to feel all around your shoulder blades.
So Jess, neck feels great, shoulders feel great. Anything else we should be doing?
Yeah, I think we should work on the forearms and the wrists, which are a huge part of racket sport.
Yes, they are.
Especially for people that might have tennis elbow or have had it in the past. So I'm going to show you some stretches. One stretch for both golf, one stretch for golfer's elbow, one stretch for tennis, and then 3 different ways to mobilize your wrists. Okay, forearms and wrists. So the first one, this is a common golfer's elbow stretch. You're just going to extend that right hand, grab the base of your palm with your left, and just pull the back of the hand toward the forearm. You want to hold about 30 seconds with a straight arm. This is a really nice stretch even if you don't have golfer's elbow. I love this one myself. And after about 30 seconds, relax, and then we're going to do the very opposite, which is really helpful for tennis elbow. So you're going to have your fingertips facing up, grab the base of the hand, the elbow is straight, and just pull the back of the hand toward the forearm and hold the stretch about 30 seconds. So those are 2 really good stretches if you have elbow pain. And then we're just going to go into some wrist mobility. So you can do these with your arms down or straight out. Sometimes people's shoulders get tired. So I'm going to move my sleeve a little bit so you can see better. You're going to start with a neutral wrist. So this is flat. And then all you're going to do is flex it and hold it for 5 seconds without turning sideways. So you're just flexing and holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now when you do your extension, try not to turn in to get farther. Like try to, keep your knuckles even. It's not that easy actually. So you can repeat this 5 times in each direction. And then I'm going to have you turn your thumb, the top of your thumb up, and you're going to do the same thing. I actually am not great at this one. Your goal is to keep this flat and go down and hold again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring it up. This bringing it up is the one I have trouble with. So when I do this, I have this crease here. You're really supposed to be flat and bring it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. And you can repeat those 5 times each, holding 5 seconds. And then you're going to bring your elbow straight down like Sanjay already was. And this is just pronation and supination of the hands. It just helps get the forearms moving. So your palms are up, squeeze everything down like your shoulders. Don't hunch with your neck. And you're just going to turn your hands down without flexing the wrist. So don't go like that. And then you're going to turn your hands up. And this, you just stay in motion and keep them moving. You can just hold like 1 second, but try not to move anything else. Like for me, super competitive. I'm like, go farther. I end up flexing my hand. Try not to do that. So pronation and supination. So those are 4 for your forearms and wrists.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Jess. Really appreciate it. See you, everyone.